The National Rifle Association (NRA) will ask the Supreme Court Monday to rule against a New York regulator who tried to dissuade companies from doing business with them, a major dispute over the gun rights organization's First Amendment rights. That's even resulted in the left-leaning American Civil Liberties Union (ACLU) joining forces with the NRA. The ACLU is representing the NRA in the case even as the two organizations have traditionally held opposing political views, arguing Vullo's actions were government overreach. The ACLU does not support the NRA or its mission, the organization said in a statement defending its participation in the case. "We signed on as co-counsel because public officials shouldn't be allowed to abuse the powers of the office to blacklist an organization just because they oppose an organization's political views." The Supreme Court will hear oral arguments on Monday and issue a decision sometime in the coming months, before the court's term wraps up in late June. The ACLU has warned that a ruling against the NRA could give other governments broad license to punish advocacy groups they oppose politically, with National Legal Director David Cole telling the New York Times in December, "If Maria Vullo can do this to the NRA, then why couldn't a regulator in Texas do it to an immigrants' rights group or a regulator in Arkansas do it to Planned Parenthood?" On the other side of the debate, the Biden administration said in a court brief that a broad ruling in the NRA's favor could threaten to condemn legitimate government activity, noting that presidents on both sides of the political aisle have spoken out against organizations in the past, such as criticizing the Ku Klux Klan or labor unions. The government did note that in this specific case, however, the NRA states the NRA sued Vullo in 2018 after her guidance was released in April of that year. A district court first ruled in the NRA's favor, finding Vullo had violated the group's First Amendment rights. A federal appeals court then reversed the decision, finding the organization hadn't adequately stated a claim under the First Amendment, that Vullo hadn't implicitly threatened companies against doing business with the NRA, and that she had qualified immunity in the case even if she did. The Supreme Court then agreed to take up the case in November 2023. Vullo's warning to groups doing business with the NRA is part of a broader spate of opposition the gun rights group has faced from the New York government, and the Supreme Court hearing takes place just weeks after a jury found the group and its former leader Wayne LaPierre guilty of corruption. New York Attorney General Letitia James sued the organization for corruption and initially sought to have it dissolved, resulting in the corruption trial earlier this year.